Okay. I think this yeah, we're on Chronic Confidence Academy this time. Oh my god. Okay. That was so annoying. For some reason, it's like forcing me to use this like Facebook Live Manager or Recorder or some shit, and it put it live on my regular public page. I was like, why is nobody hopping on? It's been like 3 minutes since I've been live. And then I look and I see one of my other Facebook friends hopping on, and I'm like, is this on my public page? Here we are. Okay. Ready to start. So hello. Hi. That was nerve-wracking just now. I don't like technology. Like I do, but it never agrees with me. But we're here now, and I'm excited to teach you guys about structure. So, everybody's been bugging out, and it's normal. It's expected. Anybody who's like, well, it's fine, everything's great. I feel like either is in denial or is like about to hit that wall soon. But if you are at that point, enjoy that stage. There's a lot of different stages I'm finding with everything that's happening. There's that, hello. Love seeing everyone hopping on. But there's that stage of like sheer shock where it's like, I don't know if I should be concerned. I don't know. And then it's like, no, this can't really be what's happening. And then there's the, what are we going to do? And somewhere along there, we find that the structure goes out the window because what was certain and what was safe before is not. We have no rules. We have no time frame. I mean, even for my clients who are still working, I'm seeing that it's still causing this trickle down effect where it's like disrupting everything in their home. Those who are working, but they have spouses that are home, it's causing a whole change in their dynamic. And I think if you really boil it down, it's just the lack of structure. If you think about it, it's like looking at a blank canvas and you have to fill this canvas up and you have no idea where to start painting. You're like, I don't know. I don't do I start in the middle? Do I start in the sides? Like, do I draw it first? It's just so much blank space, and that's overwhelming and super stressful, So we don't want to just allow our brain to be like, what do you feel like doing today? Because we don't trust our brain to not be like, stay in bed in the same clothes. Don't brush your teeth or hair. Screw it. And obviously we can't do that. So my hope is to help give you guys a little bit more clarity in what you can do to get some structure instilled. But as I always do, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of my opener here. My little, Mina can't be here because of school, but we'll watch the replay. Come back and watch this tomorrow. You're good. Good luck. So the first thing I'm going to start with here is a little message. And that is, what do you want to change? Everybody is feeling like out of control of their own actions, decisions, time, everything like that. But you guys need to focus on, do not let the hysteria of your situation wrap you up and make you think that there's a certain, like, you can only react a certain way. Because it's just not true. You don't have to continue having your wheels spinning. What do you want to change? Is it bothering you that you're not getting up early? Is it bothering you that you are convenience eating or, stress eating? Is it bothering you that you go to bed at 3 a.m.? Stop thinking of it as, oh my God, this sucks. Everything sucks. I don't like this. Because that is taking away your own responsibility. And whether this was a pandemic or, a quarantine or not, we all have to be responsible for our own actions. So first thing is to snap out of that thinking where you're just living a script somehow. And because now that you don't have any structure in your life, that's why you're like, what do I do? Okay, so figure out what it is you don't like. What is it that you want to change, that you want to have a routine around? Okay? We have time. And that's been something that people have been really like uncomfortable embracing. Why? This could go on for a few months. Like I have friends messaging me constantly. They're like, oh my God, did you hear? They extended the date. They moved it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I didn't hear, honestly, because, and I'll get to that in a little bit. I was like, but if it ends tomorrow, it ends in a month, I'm going to continue planning as if my reality is this and I have to make it work because I'd rather be doing that and be in a great place. Let's say it ended tomorrow. I'd be in a great place. Let's say it ended in a month from now. I'll be in a great place. You know, don't keep thinking like you need some sign to tell you when it's time to decide to figure out your new normal. Do that now. That's what taking it as it comes means, is adapt to the day to day. Don't let this make you feel like you have to wait till it's over to start back at zero because you were spending this whole time just waiting for it to be over, rather than realizing the whole time you're waiting for it to be over is still time. We have no control over the time that has to go on. So, ends tomorrow, awesome. But don't waste day after day waiting to be at zero whenever the hell this does change. We can't change what it is. Okay? So, first thing in terms of instructions on what to do. Download the Time Tree app. I am obsessed with this app. It is so user-friendly. It is so easy. It's quick to access. It's not like Google Calendar or whatever, where it's like kind of a process to put an event in. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me. But does anyone else notice that? With Google Calendar, it's sometimes daunting. Like, it seems like extra work. So it becomes kind of like optional, you know? So, Time Tree can be just for the quarantine. You can make it just for this pandemic and make it the only place where your new structure lives. You know, stop trying to replace your life before quarantine with this new life in quarantine. That is going to make you feel so frustrated and scared and uncertain. You got to embrace and accept the fact that everything is different. Everything is different, but it doesn't have to be bad. You just have to figure out what this new different is. Like, what's your life in this new situation? You know? So, download the Time Tree app and make that just for this. Okay? Carve out your essentials first. So, you want to carve out your time to wake up, your morning routine. We'll go over that. Your time, whenever you're going to make food. Because if you are just going, it is very easy, take it from me, it is very easy for it to become like oh my God, it's 3 o'clock and I haven't eaten a damn thing all day and now I'm ravenous and I want to eat all the snacks. That's a very common routine in general when you're working from home, is kind of food. You only remember food when your body's like, feed me. And you don't want to go to a grocery store when you're hungry, right? So it's kind of the same concept. Stay ahead of that. And if you're not trying to tell yourself when you're going to eat the food, you are pre-planning when to make your food. If you're not hungry at that moment, wait till you're hungry, but you have something prepared at least. Like, you have it out on your counter and you're much more likely to pick at it and eat at it as you're home. If you're still working during the quarantine, figure out when you're going to make your food to pack up and bring with you. That's more important now than ever, because I don't know, from the stuff I've heard about the food that you guys have been having at your at essential workplaces, it's great that they're giving you guys food, but my God, like pizzas left and right and stuff like that. I'm like, that's not going to keep you guys energized and feeling good the whole day, you know? It's just easy and quick. So counteract that. Bring stuff with you. Even if you're preparing chaffles to bring with you and you know they're catering sandwiches and you just dump off a sandwich into your chaffles, you know, but plan when you're going to make these things. Okay, so you at least have them on hand to work with. Okay, when to do your actual work. So if you're going to an office or something, or your job, that's your time. From this time to this time, I'm working. If you're home, carve out that time as well. You know, right, I'm working from this time to this time. If you're not working and you're not working remotely or at the office or whatever, try to find activities that you feel productive with and count that as your work. It's super important. It is not a staycation. This is not a fun time. So it is not a time to enjoy having the time off of work. It's natural that if you're not having like work mode preoccupying your brain, it just feels like you're stuck. Like, it just feels like, you know, when you wake up too early for something, but you can't quite fall asleep, and you're just like still tired and it's just like a drag because you just got to sit there. Like there's no point in going back to sleep. There's no point in getting up yet. You don't got it. It's like that middle time. That's what your days are going to become. So carve out your work, whether that's actually for an employer or whether that is stuff that would make you feel productive. Okay. And it doesn't have to be a ton either. It could be one thing, but time that, schedule that. When to do extras in terms of fun things, chores, cleaning, just crafts, puzzles, any of the other quarantine activities that everyone's doing, your fun time, so to speak, your extras. Schedule when the fun time is. Okay, schedule all that out. And then when to go to bed. Pretty simple, okay? When you're done working in your schedule, whatever time, this is important, whatever time you put in your schedule to work, when that time comes, you're done. Now, I'm not talking about like you're finishing up an email, you got to like leave it in drafts and you'll finish it tomorrow. Be realistic with yourself. I'm saying do not keep working if you can like just continue tomorrow. Like if you're not going to finish the project you're at within 20 minutes, let's say, of your scheduled off time, then save that for tomorrow. I bet 9 times out of 10 you guys are going to be like, but it'll help me if I do it now. It won't. It's just going to burn you out. And then tomorrow you're going to be just as unstructured and you're going to feel just as burnt out. And before you know it, you'll be less productive. Pace yourself. It is so important to pace yourself. Not because you deserve some time off, which you do. Not because, just take it easy. You should. But because if you're at the end of the day, if you're just looking at work performance, having a structure and not overworking yourself when really it is not necessary because you got to work tomorrow anyway, that is going to improve your work performance. So pace yourself, okay? Don't just keep working because you're home and you can. This is for all my working from home without kids clients in here. It's understandable. I'm like the first few nights of quarantine, I was like, yeah, let's get this. Like we're going to work till 2 a.m. Like, and then I got really sick because I burnt out, and it's important that while you might be like, I've been a tank for years, I'll be good. This is not the time to try that. This is the time to preserve as much sanity, health, and just relaxation as you can. Okay? Don't push your boundaries just because you need to prove it to yourself and then end up burning out and not being capable of anything. Take it from me. Yeah. Learned that lesson last week. Hell yeah. You know what you save time doing tonight, you might get more rest, and then the next day you have a better idea of what needs to get done and you go at it with your full energy. That project's going to come out better just by default if you're not half-assing it, exhausted and burnt out from your day. So, chunking. It's like the worst name for anything. But chunk your days and chunk your time. Chunking is a big tool that I love because it allows you to see your day as kind of this whole big like piece of marble to carve away from. Okay? Which is the problem we have here, right? Where we have this whole big thing of marble. We don't know where the hell to start chiseling away. So chunking, it begins the framework for these things, okay? What that looks like is, I really gotta change this so it doesn't print on the back. That's annoying to flip. It's in the middle of my live. But when are you gonna do your journal? Like, when is your hormonal help time? And what do I mean by that? When you're gonna cook. When our call is. When our weekly lesson is, when you're going to watch videos in the page or check on Classroom. Like whenever you're focusing on your health, chunk that each day, from 2 to 3, from 8 to 9. Hell, it can be late if you want. It doesn't matter if it's like late, early, whatever the case, as long as you're getting enough rest and you're not burning out. Who gives a crap if you do it at 11 o'clock at night? I don't care, but chunk that out. When are you going to do your work and your chore time? Is that 9 to 5? Are you still same hours? Are you 9 to 12? Is it open-ended and you should give yourself an hour a day to work? you know, for those of you who work from home, and don't have like a remote office type situation where it's kind of like just get these ongoing projects done and there's no real structure of when, set it for yourself. Do you need 2 hours a day? Do you need 1 hour a day? You know, chunk that out. That's your work time. Waking up, your morning routine. How long is your morning routine going to take? How long is your bedtime routine going to take? Chunk that out. And once you have those individual chunks of time, then you can go in and you can say, okay, so for hormone helping time today, I am going to make food at 10 a.m., 12 p.m., whatever. Okay? For work, I'm working 9 to 12 and then 4 to 8, whatever the hell that looks like for you. But chunk that out and then get specific. Okay? Also a good idea for you guys who feel bad not being like your most creative, crafty, and Mary Poppins self during, you know, a global pandemic. Chunk your, I get it, is why I'm laughing, because I have like 5 picture frames laying out there waiting to get painted. I have my buckets of glasswork stuff. I have random notes. So I get it. Chunk your days as well in terms of theme out your days. So, remember I said before, it's not a bad thing we have time. I mean it. We have so much time. If you craft all that you're able to craft in 2 days, because you just had to, you know, like, what are you going to do with the rest of your time? You're going to be spending a lot on craft supplies, okay? Theme out your days. Mondays are game night, you know? Does anyone want me to explain? Sorry, my lymph nodes are so swollen, I'm noticing them. Does anyone want me to explain how I played What Do You Meme with my friends? We're also going to be trying different games too, which is really exciting. We're going to do like charades and stuff. But let's say Monday's game night, or game day. Even at home, you guys as a family, you're focusing on doing games together. Tuesday is your baking day. Wednesday is a crafting day. Thursday is the day you organize. You know, Saturdays, we're still keeping Saturdays as cleaning days. I'm still not really booking calls for Saturdays because I need that one day off. You know, I'm still adhering to that. So pick your days and theme them out. That way, you know, if you don't get everything done today, that's because you have an idea of what is happening when. You know, I'm a feedback queen, so keep it coming. You guys, is this helping? Am I like talking crackhead fast and like overwhelming you guys? Because this is serious stuff. You know, I encourage you guys to go back, rewatch this video with a notebook if you're not currently taking notes, and make a system for yourself, because you're just going to keep spinning your wheels and screwing yourself over at a time where it's harder. Okay? And of course, I am here to text with you and help you. So if you want to do this, but you're like, text me. I'll help. I'll work with you. Okay? So here is my final remarks for this. Okay? 1, get the hell off of social media. Okay? It is a vortex of negativity right now. It is a wasteland of scariness. And it's not like we need to be on here. And look, I'm catching so much flack from people that do programs for even saying this, because they're like, what are you doing telling people to get off social? We need them on there to see our... I don't care. I care about everyone's mental health and happiness. And at the end of the day, only go on social for like a set amount of time. That's it. Or for set things. If you need to check up on the page, set an alarm in your calendar. Put it as a scheduled time to go in. Delete the apps. You can still access them online. It's just extra work, rather than having your instinct is just boop. Your thumb goes right over to the icon, opens it right up, and away you scroll, right? Stop that. Get rid of the app. When you re-download the app, everything will be as it was. It's not a big deal. But make it a little bit harder for yourself to access social media so that you can decide if you intentionally want to access social media. You don't have to deactivate your account. Just don't have the app so readily available like on the front of your phone. Pick a time and pick a reason. Because you know what it's like. You know it's just it's gonna be Tiger King memes. It's gonna be someone's mom saying she doesn't know why the Rona's such a bad thing. It's gonna be some other asshole talking about how the world is gonna end and everybody and dogs are gonna catch coronavirus and why? None of it's necessary. It's noise. It's all noise. Okay? So, get off of social. If you're like, but I need to stay informed, you don't need to stay informed. You're addicted to the excess of info. You're addicted to the drama a little bit. It's okay. And it's not intentional. But if you really look at it, when it comes down to brass tacks, Facebook should not be your news media source. It is social media. It is a place for friends to keep updated on each other and all kinds of people, you all know this, with all kinds of opinions that are from all different parts of, I don't even know, get spewed out on social media. That's not news, and it's not newsworthy, and it's not something that if you're already trying to protect your mental well-being, that there even needs to be space, time, and room for it to be in your day. That is the last thing. If you were to say, what's the last thing you need with a global pandemic and a national quarantine? What's like the last thing you need? My response, idiots on Facebook saying crazy, scary, negative, frightening things all day that don't change anything. That and like a hole in the head. Those are the two things I would say. Idiots on Facebook, hole in the head. You don't need either one. So just woosah, cleanse your space. Like keeping your mental space and emotional space right now as slimmed down to anything outside of your home as possible is so crucial. If you need to keep in touch with people, you have their phone numbers, you have their emails, you have, if the only way you can keep in touch with them is on Facebook, set a time in your phone to go send them a message and talk to them or ask them for their phone number. Get on WhatsApp, if they're international and you need to keep in touch with them. But don't make excuses for allowing the presence of social media to consume your day. The minute you notice you're spending more than 20 minutes looking at that and feeling your heart rate speed up, it's affecting your hormones and it's bullshit. It's not going to help. It's not going to get rid of coronavirus. So keep your eyes on the prize. Last point here. Give yourself grace. Okay? Be nice to yourselves. This is terrifying. This is really hard. This is something that is super anxiety ridden and the stakes we feel are so high. No one else is disappointed in you. No one is expecting you to handle this like a hero or a champion. No one. And if you have someone in your life who is making it harder on you, who is weighing you down, who is criticizing you all the time, who's making you feel not good enough, understand, and this is a very surface answer for something I would love to text you about more. Understand that is a them problem, not a you problem. It is not your job to make anyone else feel safer right now besides children. Okay? So, give yourself grace. Nobody else should be disappointed in you. If you want to lay around in sweats, eating bonbons all day, watching TV, not doing anything, sleeping till whenever, then freaking do it. You know the ramifications for that choice. That doesn't mean that's a bad thing. Just be realistic about where you want to be at, what you want the outcome to be. If that is truly, I want to take this time to not care about anything like food or whatever, but I want to focus on my mental health and being confident in my body, feeling okay with what I want to do, we'll do that. That's okay. But if you are not okay with where you're at right now, like I say with food all the time, if you're not okay with where you're at, then figure out what it is you want to change. Get help. Make a plan. Don't just tell yourself, I suck, I can't do this, when there's people and resources that can help you that you won't utilize. You can get through this, but you have to decide what you want first. Okay? You don't suck. This is nuts. Like, this is freaking crazy, So just give yourself grace. If you make this schedule and you don't stick to it worth a shit, that's okay. Try again. We have time. There is nobody sitting there judging you, grading you, deciding how good you are, how bad you are. You are the only one doing that to yourself right now of all times. Cut yourself some slack. Okay? Doesn't have to be that hard. The worst thing to come out of this is not if you come out of this having a belly, you know? You have your life, you have each other, you have your friends, you have right now. So, send me any questions, any feedback, anything you have about this. Tell me if this helped you. I hope it helped you. I have a few announcements, so don't hop off yet. But I want to know, like, did this help you guys? Do you feel a little bit more like, okay, I'm not crazy. This is crazy. We got to work it out. We got to figure it out. Because that's my hope. You know, I could have come on here giving you warm and fuzzy, but I feel like with not knowing what to believe, not knowing what end is up right now, I felt like some real talk and some action steps was really going to help more than anything. So if you need more of like the lovey-dovey, Michelle, she's still here. She's always here. Can never get rid of her. Text me, okay? But at the very least, I wanted you to feel more in control after this call. Okay, so. Okay, announcements. We are expanding. We have just welcomed someone fantastic to the Chronic Confidence family, to Grow with Fake Red Hair family, I should say. So we will be expanding a lot in the coming months, which sounds like craziness given the time period, but if there was ever a time for us all to dive in deeper and just try to help as many people as possible, that is now. That being said, we have 43 people in our group chat. And I love our group chat, but I don't love missing important things that get sent in there. And I don't love people feeling like they can't leave the notifications on because at work or whatever, they can't have it blowing up. It's understandable. But I also want us all to be able to communicate and keep close. So what we're going to be doing is over the coming weeks, we're going to be splitting up the group chat into groups of 10. And we are going to be, from now on, adding them sporadically to each group so that we can make sure you get the value you need from those chats, that there's still enough people in there to have convo so you can feel like you're not alone, you know, but that it doesn't become overwhelming or something that's just kind of written off, because it's an important way for us to give you, you know, extra resources. So we'll be splitting that up, you know, over the next couple weeks. We want to make sure we do it right. And then we are going to be restructuring the focus group chats. Those were great when we started them. You know, as things got crazier, I definitely didn't format them as much as I'd like to. So in the next few weeks, as we split up the other group chats, I'll be talking with you guys. If you want to be added to the other ones, it was how to manage stress, packing food, and gluten-free, sugar-free are the current group chats we have. Just let me know, and I'll put you back in one of those. And those are going to be structured as well. So that's going to be fun. We're going to be restructuring the resources and the progress that we track for you guys. So we're currently developing, we're going to roll out a whole system of how to keep track of your calls, your baby steps, your progress throughout as well, with different evaluations, and you'll have access to them. So the important part of that is, when we are feeling our lowest, sometimes we fixate on, and we've all been there, the scale, the numbers, how pants are feeling on us. If we feel like our neck looks big or our face looks fat, all of a sudden, we don't really remember all of the progress we've made mentally and physically. So you guys being able to access your progress as it's written, as we're going through it, I think is going to be really huge. You know, you'll have your beginning 3 days of logs in there so you can see, you know, compare it. When you feel like you're eating like crap, you can go look at where you started, you know, and I just think it'll be a great way to kind of give us all a place to just monitor our progress, you know, and just chart it out. So we'll be rolling that out this month. And then referrals. I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to maybe make some money and also help us grow. So I'm offering referrals for the next month. Anybody who refers a client who we feel is a good fit and we end up signing them up, once 75% of their program is paid for, you get $150 for every client. So that is substantially higher than we have been doing. We have been doing 50. So I wanted to just figure out a way that I could possibly give back to you guys without it really hindering the business. So if you want to talk to me about more details on how to go about that, I am more than happy to text with you about it. I just wanted to let you know that that is another avenue. It could either be applied towards your program or Venmo'd. So, okay. Awesome call. At least I thought so. If you guys wanted to talk further about anything we discussed in this, if you had any questions, any concerns, anything at all, you know I love talking after these. So give me a text and we'll chat. And anyone needs anything at all going forward, I don't want you to ever think I'm judging you, thinking you're lazy, thinking you're a piece of shit. Like, none of that. I've heard some crazy stuff this week. And I don't think any of it about you guys. I love helping, and help comes in struggles. So please share your struggles. All right? Enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.